And good evening. We made it.
Yeah, we did.
With our new countdown clock and all, right?
Yeah, we're fancy now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you learn from the best. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to week 2. That's right. We survived week 1. We didn't get banned from YouTube, so we're here on week 2.
We're still here.
Still here. So, but welcome to all those that are in tonight to the 927 with Cakes and Kenny J. We just, first off, would like to say thank you for being here again.
Yep.
As always, as the YouTube goes, make sure we smash that like button for us. It goes a long way to help us out. And if you're new, please think about subscribing and share out the stream if you can. That'd be great. So, Cakes, how are you doing this week, sir?
Good, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. You know, we named the stream this week after the MLB All-Star break, right? So
Yep.
we're going to talk a little baseball tonight and just a little bit, And like I said, if you read the description, we can't talk long about much of anything on the same topic anyway, because our attention spans only go so far. So it's so we're just gonna roll with it, talk a little baseball. We do have a special guest here tonight coming in to talk baseball, and that is the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Pete McDevitt. So he'll be joining us here shortly to talk baseball, not just MLB, but we're gonna try and bring up some memories of our baseball, when we were kids,
Yes.
or whatever our greatest memories are. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit. We're gonna talk about Disneyland celebrating 70th birthday today.
Yes.
So a lot of streamers out there at Disneyland right now. So a lot of craziness going on out there. And
big doings.
Yeah. And anything and everything else in between, right? We always say. So it's but yes, we want to thank our mods already just off the top here just for being here, helping us out tonight.
Definitely.
And absolutely. So we're going to do our best to pay attention to the chat. So make sure, send us questions, send us comments, through the chat. We'll do our best to answer you guys back, and we're gonna have some fun, So Cakes, let me just start off really quick. Did we have a lawnmower stream this week?
We did.
And how did it go?
It was me cutting grass. I think it went all right. I'm struggling with connectivity issues or whatever because I get off our Wi-Fi here because I'm too far away from the house. And go on the 5G, and it's just not the best. So I want to apologize to everyone watching for the large gaps that show up in my lawn mowing streams because the signal's just not great. We need another tower. Actually, long story short, we had my in-laws who lived in the house next door to us had the opportunity at one point in time to have a tower put in on the back of the property, and they said no for obvious reasons. The lawnmower stream is cutting edge. Thanks, but they said no. They said no to the tower, and I'm kind of, I don't know. That would have been a little bit of a money maker. I don't know how much, but I can only imagine the footprint it would have left back there. And frankly, I'm all right with having gaps in my stream if I get peace and quiet in woods. So
I know I'm a little biased here, and no offense to all the other YouTube streamers out there, but the weekly grass cutting of Cakes takes the top trophy for every week. I just it's not just you cutting the grass and laughing behind the scenes. It's everybody in chat just being like, "What are we watching here?" But we tune in every week.
I still need to go back and watch this week's for the chat because I haven't done that yet. I always get a kick out of going back, and I kind of fast forward through it and read through the chat. It's always pretty fun.
Right. So let's Cakes. One thing I forgot before we get to our guest here, Pete, tonight. Let's make sure we say hello to everyone. I'm going to go back in the chat here. We didn't say hello to everybody, so let's make sure.
Okay.
Let's get that out of the way. And again, thank you for all those that are here tonight. And so Paige, thank you for coming. Reed in the towers in the house. Still got to change that. Oh yeah.
He needs to change his picture.
Change that picture, my friend. All right. And Mandy's in the house. Dame's internet sensation right there. YouTube sensation. Dame in the house. We know where we're going to go with that. There we go. So, good evening. George, hello. Thank you for stopping in. He's got steak kebabs on the grill too. He's not that far away from me. So yeah, I might have to go over to George's place. Check out some of those. Lucinda, hello. Good evening. Thank you for coming in. And we got, who else? We got Gloria Thibodeau, excuse me. Hello. Thank you for coming in. And
that's half the Thibodeaus.
Yep. We got that's my wife. She's got to be here because I told her to. So thanks anyway. So. Angie's in the house. Thank you. Hi, Angie. Lily's here. So again, Lily's a moderator, everyone. So be careful what you say or type.
Yep.
He's on top of things.
No timing out read today, Lily.
Yeah, no timing out read. He got enough time out. And Theme Park Giant, TPG in the house.
What's up, tall guy?
Yeah, I told myself I was going to be nice to Cakes. Then I saw his face and the rage takes. Okay, here we go. It started. He got the first shot. So here
what did I do to this guy?
You know, the funny thing is, I was watching TPG earlier. He was live streaming from Magic. He was at Magic Kingdom today, I believe. So, and he was talking about the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. So, Cakes, you like the fact that I told him, we're planning on dressing up as villains this year.
Yeah.
And so I basically threw at him. I said, you know what? We're short one villain. We need the villain from Aladdin. I can't remember his name off the top of my head now. What is it?
Jafar?
Jafar. Wouldn't he make a good Jafar? I mean, he's really tall. He's got the goatee going and everything. So I thought it would be pretty good.
Yeah, he's kind of ugly like Jafar. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. 1-1. Here we go. So all right. So
I'm done.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to make sure I didn't miss any. Disney Baker. The Disney Baker in the house. There we go. And Reed, what did you do? All right, Lily, if you want a timeout, Reed, I'm giving you permission now. So. I'm just kidding. The Disney Baker. Hello, Pile Adventures. Everyone say hi to Pile Adventures, who actually designed the DSN Disney, the Disney Streamers Network multi screen that you can see multiple streams on. So Pile, thank you very much. You're doing a great job, sir. And we're very happy to be part of the Disney Streamers Network, and the look and everything that you're changing and updating every day. Just know it doesn't go unnoticed. You're doing an unbelievable job. So thank you and welcome in. Thanks for saying hi tonight. Who else? I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody else here. And I think so far we should be okay. Did I miss anybody, Cakes? I'm
I see. The Disney Baker's in.
Yep.
What's up, Baker? Debbie Bernfeld. Hi, Mama D.
There's Debbie. Yep.
I don't know. Did we miss anybody else?
I don't know. I think we're good.
If we did, hi.
Yeah, Jonathan Smallwood there.
Marla.
We got him. The husband of the internet YouTube sensation.
Yeah.
Dystopia. So
Marla's here. Hi, Marla.
Marla's in the house. There we go. I can't keep up with the chat. You guys are going too fast tonight. So it's like, anyways, if we missed anybody, Jonathan. There you go. What did he say? What did he got?
Beautiful Jersey
cakes. All right. I'll let that one slide. So, okay. Okay. So, anyways, without further ado, so Cakes, I'll do the introduction. You make sure you get them in the stream here. Okay. So
I think I can handle that.
All right. So again, we're going to talk a little baseball here for a little bit. As we all know, the All-Star game was this weekend, which is the halfway point of the MLB season. And so we're going to talk about some of our favorite teams in baseball, how they're doing, how we think they're going to do, and get some predictions for the end of the year. Okay. So with that being said, one of the biggest baseball fans out there, Pete McDevitt.
Absolutely. I absolutely want you to assure me that this counts as community service. If I'm going to
do it. What happened? Did you enter it too soon?
You must be on the phone.
So, anyway, sorry, that's live YouTube for you right there. So anyways, without any, let's make sure we get him on there. The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Pete McDevitt. Let's welcome him in.
Hey,
hello, Pete.
Hello. I'm just trying to get in an hour of community service by doing this. So I was checking to make sure that would happen.
Well, tell the judge I said hello. Okay. So,
I will do that.
Same. Yeah.
I also have a disclaimer that I didn't give you in my rider. First off, I have a rider. And my rider states that I am no longer allowed to talk about bushes. I've talked with Dame. Dame and I have come to an agreement. We are not going to talk about that. With that said, let's talk about her rack. If you've seen her cooking in her kitchen, she's got this rack of spices that is Southern spices that is unbelievable. She should do cooking streams.
She should. She should. She really should.
Yep.
We need a disclaimer for Pete.
I'll let Dame handle the chat on this one. So I'm just we'll step aside. Well, Pete, but how's everything going on your end, sir? I enjoyed your MLB this week with the home run derby. If you guys didn't see it, again, we can put some links out there for you. But Pete live stream during the Home Run Derby, did some play-by-play for that. He did the All-Star game last night, was unbelievable. And I have to say, when you said you had to get out of your chair, I knew you jinxed it. I knew it was going extras, so I just wanted to thank you for that. And but let's talk about that. The last 2 nights. What did you think of the MLB All-Star game festivities?
I thought it was great. I mean, I was surprised that there was more views on the Home Run Derby than there were on the game itself, at least from a YouTube streaming aspect. I don't know what the major league numbers were for their viewing thing. It was almost like 4-1 on that, but I thought the Home Run Derby was great. I thought it went right down to it. I thought it was exciting. The fans were into it. It battled right down to the end. They couldn't have asked more as far as from a baseball fan's perspective as to what it is. So I thought that was really good. Then the All-Star game, of course, great defense, great offense. You had some great pitching. You had a little bit of everything in there, and then you ended up tied, and you have a Derby-esque type finish for the first time ever.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's to save pitchers' arms and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So
sure.
It was fantastic. I thought it was fantastic.
Yeah. Now, if I do recall correctly, I know you had a lot of comments about one particular participant of the Home Run Derby. Let's talk about that a little bit.
You repeat that question. Sorry. Oh boy. Good.
Wasn't there a particular Yankee you weren't impressed with, correct? So
particular Yankee that I wasn't impressed with.
All in the Home Run Derby that participated in the Home Run Derby.
Well, yeah, he was horrible. That second base. Why you would put a toothpick in the Derby in the first place when you've got monsters over there that can hit the ball 450 feet made no sense. I think MLB failed themselves on that, and he came out, and hit 2 or 3 or barely played to get that. It was completely embarrassing. He should have taken himself, walked out to the parking lot, and cut himself and drove directly to AAA. In my opinion, he was.
Or
horrible.
the Reds, one of the two. So
hey.
I'm just saying.
We're not doing half bad.
I'd have rather seen Ellie De La Cruz in the thing.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Least,
I agree with that. Yeah,
it would have been more
that
exciting.
boy can hit the ball. He can hit
the ball. The fans would have got into it.
Yeah,
that would have been even better. So I would have loved to have seen that. I think they missed the ball on that one. I don't know. I think what they were thinking is, let's get a New York kid in there because we'll try to get that market in there and try to get people from there to watch. But if it's not, sorry, I'm just fixing my shelf here.
You're good.
If it's not Judge in there, New York people don't care about a Home Run Derby.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, De La Cruz, you give those guys, they'd rather have a beer and a cigar than watch that guy hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the Home Run Derby a little bit deeper, because I know we're all big baseball fans here.
Mm-hmm.
And we know the history of the Home Run Derby, and it's sort of like the slam dunk contest when it comes to the NBA. It used to be like the biggest thing of the All-Star weekends, whether it's the Home Run Derby in baseball or the slam dunk contest in the NBA. It seems like over the last, 10 years, it's really, even though it's still exciting to the extent of watching these guys hit some long dingers, the big names just don't participate like they used to.
That's the bigger challenge. Those players that have the bigger contracts, they've already got their money. They're not, they've already done it. Most of them have already done it once. And more than likely almost won it, if not won it. And, it's just one of those deals. Alonso, I think, was one that just tried to keep going back to defend his title. But, there's $1 million. If you can't, the problem is if you got a guy that's like Juan Soto, who's making $700 million over those years, throwing out $1 million and saying, hey, we're going to have $1 million for a home run contest. I can break wind and drop $1 million.
Right.
Because he's not only got that $700 million in his contract, he's probably got another 150, 200 million in endorsements. So that's not there. It's it's really got to be these guys wanting to get in it. There were so many people screaming. You wanted to get the fans. What they should have done. Both teams would have saved Judge and Ohtani in uniform, and had them be in the final swing off. The internet might have broke.
Yeah.
If that happens. So, baseball's trying, but it also comes down to some of the players, and honestly, some of them, there's a lot of them that are excited and want to do it. There's some that would just rather go and watch and participate. I mean, you saw Judge out there running around and having fun and acting like a little kid, and he was more enjoying just watching than he was playing, actually doing it himself. I think he'd rather save his swings and hit him during the year when he's getting paid heavy and, that kind of stuff, and has a chance to win a home run title. Because that's the other part of it too. A lot of players worry about adjusting their swing to get that trajectory that you want on a guaranteed home run swing. And then they come back in and they can't hit a lick for 3 weeks and their average drops 200 points and that stuff too. So that's the tough part about it. If baseball really wanted to get some excitement about things, go back during the off season, do it in a warm weather area where it's still warm in November. Arizona would be a perfect place, something like that. Mm-hmm. Years ago, if you go back and search it on YouTube, you can find, I believe the field was actually in Chicago, if I remember correctly, but there was a field where they used to do one-on-one home run derby. And it was just a standard field, and you would have Mantle versus Mays, or you would have Harmon Killebrew versus, whoever. And it was, if you search those things, they are still incredible to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Now. So those were fun. If they did something like that, you could do something like that and make some of the proceeds go to charity, and you would have an unbelievable viewing rate if you could get it done. If somebody could pull that off.
I completely agree, but you got to get those big name guys to do it.
Well,
even in the off season, like you said about the regular derby.
Well, the off season they might be tended to do it more because they don't have to worry about the next week screwing up their swing to come back into a game.
That's true. Yeah,
if they could. Odds of it happening are few and far between because MLB wants to make their money, and right now they still had a ton of people viewing in and doing it. So, and it was a great game. They couldn't have asked for more as far as the results.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was good. When I watched it was good.
Yeah. Hi, Jason Thibodeau. I just want to make sure we said hello to you. I saw you pop in there in the chat. Everyone's saying hello to him. So thank you for joining us tonight. So is there cakes? Let me ask you this question. As a Reds fan, one of the best memories of an MLB All-Star game? Pete Rose.
Well, how about an All-Star week?
Okay. Well, that too. Okay.
2015, no doubt. Todd Frazier winning the home run derby at Great American Ballpark.
He cheated.
The balls were loaded.
The balls were loaded.
He knew the pitches. He knew they were all fastballs coming. He knew
Well, he did have his brother pitching to him, so.
There you go.
But no, that was probably and obviously I'm clearly biased to that one, but watching a guy win the home run derby in his own stadium, his home stadium, nothing beats that. Like if they have the All-Star game here again, which hopefully they do, and they have a home run derby and a Red is in it and he wins, the odds of that are astronomical. So I'm glad I got to see it the first time. Probably.
What year was that?
2015. 2015. Yeah, it was that was, we got lucky to do the entire experience that week.
Nice.
The celebrity softball game, which was actually entertaining. The workout day for the minor leaguers and that, and then the home run derby and the game itself, just all the pomp and circumstance and
very nice.
The electricity in the city with the fan event up at the convention center. It was awesome, man. We had a blast that week. So, but yeah, my highlight for all time will be Todd Frazier winning the home run derby that week.
How do I time Dame out? How do I do that?
You can ask Lily. She's got the power, Pete.
Lily, time Dame out for me.
Oh, no, she can't time Dame out.
Oh, no. All right. Well, I tried.
Dame's got the superpower on your channel over Lily?
Dame has the superpower on the channel.
Yeah,
I think she does, doesn't she?
I don't know. You're the one that set it up. So
I don't know.
Good Lord. That's
Lily, give it a try.
I know Mandy Mary has the power.
That's like giving the super stun gun, to Dr. Doom. What are you doing there?
It was a moment of weakness. She paid me off.
A moment of weakness.
Cakes, did you see the comment from It's Me, David T, and good evening? It sounds like Mandy's on here. Hello, humans. So.
Oh yeah. How's it going, David?
So for those that don't know, whenever Mandy comes into the picture somewhere and she,
hello,
it's hello from what is it? Mrs. Doubtfire, right?
There you go.
Doubtfire, yep.
There you go. So yes, but it's welcome in. Thank you for joining us tonight. Okay, so a couple more baseball questions here.
Okay,
and we're gonna go. And anyone that's in chat, if you have a favorite baseball team, you can answer the same question. But we're gonna start with Pete right now, and then we're gonna go to Cakes, and I'll finish off. Now, Pete, I'm pretty sure is a Baltimore Orioles fan, right? Diehard Baltimore Orioles fan.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to us a little bit about what you thought this season was going to bring, where they are right now, and what do you see for the rest of the season? And I'm sure disappointment is a word that's going to come out of your mouth.
I thought they were going to be the hot chick in the shower. They turned out to be the overweight, large elephant sitting on my toilet. They're horrible. They were supposed to get pitching in the offseason. They didn't do it, and they're paying the price. They've got a great young team, and they're wasting away talented years to be doing something, and they're doing what they've done just because they have that talent on the field. Their pitching is not helping them, and they're losing games because of it. And it's happened time and time again. It's sad. So they're going to be trading away players now. And, that's expected this week. And again, disappointing for, what they're going to do. It'll be a different team again next year, I guess, as they try to figure it out. And that also makes it tougher when you're doing that to sign some of these younger guys to long-term deals if they don't feel that you're doing what you're trying to do to be a winning organization. So we will wait and see. That's kind of very disappointing.
Good evening, Zippity Doo Doug in the house, everybody. Make sure he's up early every morning doing his coffee talk. So let's make sure we check that out if you haven't seen it before. So Doug, good evening, sir. So you talked about you might be losing some players due to trades. Do you have any particular ones you think are going to go from the Orioles?
I'm positive O'Hearn's going to be gone. I'm positive. I think Bautista will be gone. God, maybe one of the other reliever pitchers, but I think those two will be gone. I think right behind that will be Mullins, maybe. I think those would be the three, but still stinks.
Yeah. Oh, let me before I go to Cakes, I got one more question for you, Pete.
Mm-hmm.
Now, back when, and I don't know, I'm not an Orioles fan, so I'm not sure. The Orioles logo they have now used to be their logo way back in the day. Then they switched to the bird, right? Now they're back to the bird in the hat. Which is your favorite logo? I mean,
the character bird is always the one for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the one I grew up with. And, I've seen all the other ones and all the different ones. I mean, the 1966 character bird, which is a full body bird, is pretty cool too. That would be a very close second. I love both of those. So, and it's not really a character bird. It's more of a actual Oriole bird with a character face kind of. So those are my two that I would say fall in.
That's cool. I mean, I said that for years. Like when the Brewers and the Orioles switched their logos to like you're just a real Oriole, and then the Brewers went to just the M with the barley wheat and stuff like that. I was like,
right,
you guys are taking away some pretty cool looking logos. I know it's all marketing and more sales and stuff. I get it, but I'm so happy they went back to the original.
If you go into a store, all the logos are always available.
Yeah, absolutely. So
that's key.
Awesome. Well, Cakes, let's talk about your Reds a little bit. What do you got? How do you feel about the year so far, and where do you think they're going to go the rest of the year?
Once again, like our biggest issue, I think, is hitting. Like we have, and it goes game to game. Like we'll have series like we took 2 out of 3 from the Yankees, which they're a pretty decent team. And we lost to the Pirates. We lost to the Red Sox or the White Sox. I mean, it's I don't know. It's kind of like standard practice here now. Like we have really decent or good, if you will, starting pitching. Our bullpen is okay, but our hitting seems to let us down, and fundamentals on the defensive side. But I think what we're really missing here in Cincinnati is a veteran leader in the clubhouse. And the last time I can remember a good, solid veteran leader in the clubhouse was back to Scott Rowland, and that's been how many years ago? Joey Votto, I love Joey Votto. Loved having him here for his entire career. I think or most of his career. He's a great ball player. Was a great ball player. I just don't think he had that desire to be a clubhouse leader. A leader to the younger guys. It just wasn't him. But I think that's one thing we're truly missing. And then like I said, hitting, like we go great we'll win a series, we'll win a second series, and then all of a sudden the bats quiet down. like you said, Kenny, early on, you hit 12 runs in one game and you don't hit anything for the rest of the week, and that seeming to hold true. But as far as like, I have no idea what they're going to do this week, if they're going to make any trades or going to make any moves. Yeah, exactly, Jonathan. You split with the Marlins, lose the series, lose the series with the Braves. You're right. The bats just go to sleep, but it's normal for us. It's normal here. I think we haven't won anything since what? I don't even know. It was
a big red machine.
Well, yeah. Well, no, we won the series in 1990. Wire to wire, man. We were first place the entire time. And yes, I actually remember that one. But yeah, I don't know if the Reds are going to make any moves here. They're not going to move any of their top guys right now because contracts and whatnot. I think we're kind of stuck there, or we're not stuck, but I mean, gladly stuck. I want to keep Ellie for as long as we can. Yeah, because eventually they're going to move him, or they won't be able to afford him or whatever. But and he's still developing. He's a great player. Over last year, because last year, man, he made some questionable plays defensively. He was missing a little bit, but I think he worked hard in the offseason, came back pretty good. So, but I think we're a 500 team again this year. I don't see us, between the Cubs and the Brewers at the top of our division, the Central. They're going to be hard to catch up to.
It's a battle.
It is. Yeah. We're 7.5 out at the All-Star break, which is better than our average. It seems, but
well,
we'll see how we finish up.
Kicks, I'll make you feel a little bit better because Mr. Doug says 1979 for the Stinky Pirates. So
yeah,
so it could be worse.
And the Pirates are stinky.
Yeah, right. Hello, good evening, Mel. Thanks for coming in. I know I didn't get to say hi to you earlier, but welcome in. But yeah, I won't comment on the Reds per se. I know we joke around a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we have to.
They're still Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Really, they are.
They are.
Big time. Like I said, they'll score 12 runs, put up 36 runs in one series, and put up 2 the next.
Yeah.
So I know it's all different pitchers. I get it, but how can you get so hot from one day and so cold to the next? I'll never understand that. But
me neither.
Again, sometimes it does come down to the pitcher. But as far as the Cubs go, I feel like we're playing with house money. I really didn't expect them to be where they're at. Really. If you looked at the beginning of the year, it was the Cardinals or it was the Brewers for the Central. That's what they were predicting. And the Brewers, of course, I don't have it right in front of me. I think they've won 7, 8, 9 games in a row at this point, to finish the first half of the season. So I think if there was one team I didn't want to see the All-Star break, it was the Brewers. So they were on fire. So it's but the Cubs,
they won 7 straight there, Ken. Sorry.
7 straight, yes. And so to get 1 game behind the Cubs, so it was for the Cubs to be in first place at the All-Star break. I don't think I would have put any money on that at the beginning of the year. I thought, again, 500 team at best, probably. I know we joked around at the beginning of the year, hey, we're over 500 at least once this year, and next thing you know, there they go.
Yeah.
PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong. Oh my, where did this guy come from all of a sudden? It was last year he was on the major league level. We all knew he was fast. He could steal bases, but he couldn't get on base because he couldn't hit worth a darn last year. Now he obviously figured it out. He's hitting home runs left and right. I know I've been live on one of Pete's shows. Oh, PCA just got a single. Well, that's a double because he's taking second after 1 pitch.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the way, and it's so hard to throw him out. So, and it's and especially our starting rotation. We lost our ace, Justin Steele, at the beginning of the year. He pitched 1 game, blew out his elbow. So he's out for the year. So we've had to patchwork the starting rotation. So, if the Cubs want to make a move, we need some starting pitching at the trade deadline, and we need a third baseman. Those are our big holes right now. And I know we joked around about last night. A lot of people are fighting over Suarez from the Diamondbacks. That's the name right now. And the Brewers are mentioned, the Cubs are mentioned, the Yankees. There's enough teams that are all fighting for this guy all of a sudden. And that's what I asked you last night. What happened with him?
I know where did he start his career?
So, but yeah. It's I'm excited for the Cubs. Whatever happens. Like I said, I had no expectations coming into this year that they'd be postseason bound. So I'm happy to say at the All-Star break I can still pay attention to baseball.
That's a good thing. Yeah,
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's
you should get Ron. So
do I? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You should get Ron Santo. He could play third.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, that would be good. I'd take that. So, but yeah. So if I had a prediction, we'll say predictions right now, and I'll go around. Start with Pete. Who's your at this point? What's your prediction for World Series? Who's in the World Series this year?
Ooh.
I know we got a lot of games to go, but if I had to guess, yeah.
Central pitching. It's hard without any changes being made yet.
Yeah.
Based
Well, I won't
on
hold you
today,
to it.
based on today with no changes being made, I would say Toronto
Wow.
against Philadelphia. I think the Dodgers fall on their face. Philadelphia.
Okay, I like that.
Toronto, Philadelphia, based on right now, but at the end of next week, it could be totally different. You know, the people make some moves and stuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Jakes, who do you got?
For the AL, I'm taking Detroit as of right now. They're good. They're good, and kind of partial to Detroit. It's where Sparky went after he left the Reds. But so I've always liked the Tigers. As far as the NL, man, I'm not going to say Cubs because just I can't. But I think that, man, I don't know. Pete, I'm kind of with you. LA, the Dodgers. Right now, as we said, I am going to go. Detroit and the Dodgers, I think, because Detroit's or LA's strong, man. The Dodgers are a good team. Good team.
I have a request.
Yeah.
Yes.
I need Reed to put into the chat, send Pete money, because then Cakes will look down and be like, yeah, it's okay. Send Pete money. I'm going to say, he said, who is he going to do? And he looked down. He said, I'm doing Detroit. Reed said, take Detroit. And he was waiting. And
I'm looking at my phone. MLB app. I'm looking. I don't know. I'm going to go with the Detroit and LA right now as we stand.
Okay. I like those picks.
Can you time out Doug? Yes, you can time out Doug. Doug. If you'd like to.
Lily's asking. Lily, you're killing me. That's hilarious.
Everyone said, you see my brother Scott's in the chat tonight. Everyone say hello to Scott. He's visiting down from Michigan this week. And he's been taking good care of Lily during the day while I'm working. So it's long story short, Scott, welcome in. Thanks for joining us tonight. He's probably had no choice because he's right downstairs. So
hey, Scott.
So there we go. Anyways, you know what? The scary thing is, Cakes.
Yeah.
I had the same prediction. I had Detroit and LA. So it's
why am I not surprised?
It's only Detroit only because Jenny's such a big Tigers fan. I'd like to see it happen, just for her. But I think Detroit is just loaded. I mean, I really do. They got all the tools going right now. And now who knows what happens in the postseason. But if I had a backup for the AL, I'd agree with Pete. I like the Blue Jays. They just seem like, everyone's talking New York and Boston and all this other stuff. But the Blue Jays, no one's talking about them. But they're in first place at the in their division at the end of the first half.
The reason I pitched them, the pitch picked both of them right is because of pitching.
Doug said no popcorn bucket for Lily because she timed him out.
Lily brings down the hammer. Anyways, but yeah, the Dodgers. I just for all the money that they're spending on these players, and I think if they just get healthy, really the health has been a big issue for them at the beginning. If they get healthy, I don't know how anyone gets in their way. That starting pitching is 1 through 5 is just dominant, really.
I watched them twice this week get hammered.
Yeah, I understand.
Their pitching has just not been there again. That's
it.
I don't think it's as much as injury as it is the fact of they've all gotten paid. They've all already won something, trying to find some incentive. Right. I think a lot of them are pitching not to get hurt as opposed to going after it, So we'll see. I could be wrong, but
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see how it comes out in the end. But like I said, next week this could all change.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
I don't know what's going to happen.
If Detroit picks up another number 1 starter, I'll put them right over Toronto in a heartbeat.
Right.
because I think they're right below Toronto because I think they're a starter short. I think they're too much screwball and need more in the back end.
Absolutely.
that guy's elite. Scooble's in a class of his own, but anything after that, they need something. I think that's a huge drop down to 2 and 3 for them. Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Awesome. I like the predictions. That's good. It's good. We won't hold you anything to it. Like I said, maybe we'll reconvene next week, Pete. We'll see where we stand at the end of July. And we can always change our answer.
Yeah, it could all change overnight.
All right. So one more question for Pete. Okay. So we just as a reminder, Pete McDevitt show 9 p.m. will follow us tonight. Okay. Yes. Insomniacs is on at 9. So make sure we drop that link. And as soon as we're done here at 9, we're going straight to Pete. Right. Yep. So that's the Pete McDevitt show. So make sure. If you guys have not checked that out, it's always good time, sort of like what we're doing right now, just chatting about what's coming to mind and whatever topics of the day. And it's just all in good fun. And even if you don't like what we have to say, follow the chat. That's enough to make you laugh regardless. So it's good times. All right. So one more question for you, Pete. And I know I gave you the heads up on this earlier today. Okay. And I didn't give Cakes a heads up, but I'm sure he can think of something. So, but I'm going to start with Pete anyway. One of your favorite, and if you have more than one, that's fine. One of your favorite baseball memories, whether it's you playing when you were a kid or your son playing now, it doesn't have to be about any MLB stuff, but if it's an MLB story, that's fine too. But something that makes you love one of the main reasons why you love the game of baseball is I got to believe there's something that happened at some point in your life that made you fall in love with this game, and so we'd like to hear about that.
I think falling in love with the game, just, I didn't have the greatest relationship with my dad when we were younger, but one of the greatest things that, I would give another arm for, I guess, is to play catch with him one more time. As a kid growing up, my dad played semi-pro ball for the Orioles in the Orioles organization and fell in love with the game. I was born after that time frame, but, I had a ball and a glove and a bat in my hand at a very young age, much like I did with Preston. He had a glove and a bat in his hand at 4. So you just fall in love with it, and baseball cards, tied into that time frame of collecting cards and bubblegum packs and finding your favorite players and all of that. And then, progress there from into tournament and play and stuff like that. And, I played on teams with, players that did stuff in the major league. I had teammates like Jeff Nelson, who won 2 World Series rings with the New York Yankees.
Wow.
Was my high school teammate, and my travel team teammate was Brian Jordan, who played for the Braves and the and also the Falcons at the same time. And I played. It wasn't travel back then. It was called there was All-Star, and then they called it Elite. And I played on the Elite team that was coached by the Baltimore Orioles shortstop Mark Belanger. And when we went to practices, we didn't have dads coming out to work with us, no disrespect. We had, when I was playing third base, Brooks Robinson came out and did our tutoring for my pitching. Sammy Stewart and Storm Davis and Jim Palmer came out for the pitchers. Wow. I became a first baseman for a day just because Eddie Murray came out. My coach was like, "What the hell are you doing over there?" I said, "I just wanted to listen," but we had stuff like that. So, memories like that. I 2 memories that I have. One, I took batting practice many times down at Memorial Stadium, but I did hit it out of there, the old Memorial Stadium for the Orioles.
Wow.
Down the left field line during batting practice, which was awesome just to be able to say I actually hit a ball out of a major league ballpark. But I think the coolest thing that ever happened was our pitching coach was Elrod Hendricks for our team, or our counselor, I guess you could call him. And we would do sessions with him. And we had a session. He had something going on one day. We were supposed to be down at the park at like 1:00 in the afternoon. And we got down there and he wasn't there, and he didn't show up till almost 4. And my session, which was great, my pitching session with Elrod, the Orioles were home that day, and we had on the blank Orioles jerseys, just said Orioles across the front. But I was pitching in the bullpen on the mound right next to Storm Davis, who was doing his warm-up for the game that night as they were going through all the warm-up on the field and everything. And that was pretty cool back then to finish my set and to walk in with Elrod. This is still one of the funniest damn things. So Elrod had a great sense of humor, and he was a great, great man. A lot of people would say, "Oh, he was a great African American catcher." I used to just say he was a great catcher and a great man. That's what I believed. We stopped. We were going through our talk because he would always talk with us afterwards, and the game was about to start. So we're walking in. It's like 10 minutes before first pitch. So we're walking down the first baseline. And he's going over, "Hey, you did this well. You did that well. Work on this, that type of thing." And he stops and he's signing a couple autographs. And he turns to me with this big smile. He says, "Go ahead. You know you want to." So I started signing baseballs there. So there's people out there that have a Pete McDevitt baseball that's not worth anything as far as an autograph is, but they're out there. They're in circulation somewhere.
That'd be kind of cool, though, to have.
It was just cool to do it. What was really cool about it was at the time, I had just broken up with the girl I was dating for a while who I caught fooling around with my third baseman. We almost had a major league situation. I wanted to punch him in the face. I wanted to hit him in the face on the field. You know, they wouldn't let him. You throw the ball around. They wouldn't let him throw me the ball because I told them if he throws me, I'm throwing it back at him harder than he can catch. Right? So they took it the whole game. After that, the shortstop threw me the ball. It was kind of weird. But
that's funny.
This girl that my buddy wanted me to date at the time, and I had no interest because I was heartbroken at the time with everything. This girl was down there. It was the first time she was from another school. He knew her. It was the first time her seeing me. And she comes down to the stadium and I'm pitching in the bullpen with the Orioles. I got a uniform on, and I'm signing autographs. So I'm sure she thought, "Oh, this guy's worth dollar signs." I never talked to her after that game, actually. So I don't know. She didn't even get a signed baseball. So there you go. But anyway,
well, that was awesome stuff, Pete. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
I love the game of baseball. Obviously this whole thing happened to me with the amputations. I said this, no word of a lie. And obviously I took the line from Field of Dreams and I felt this way. I said this to Preston. God, I can't tell you how many times, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. He would be in my living room throwing a tennis ball against the fireplace, practicing fielding. And I would tell him all the time that I would give an arm or a leg to have one more time to go out on the field and to feel the grass under my feet or to walk on the mound. I was throwing 93 in high school.
Wow.
I had it. And Preston has much better location than me. He can spot on a dime. I was much more of a power pitcher. And, if you came up to the plate and you put too much dirt on the plate getting loose, I'd put one in your ear hole. I didn't care. I put one. I'll tell you this story too. It's good. I'll tell you this real quick. So Preston is 7 years old. This is a true story. 7 going on 8. Okay. And we're down doing a workout. I'd been on base all day doing stuff, but I went out with my kid all the time. And I go out there with him and his mother's over on the side and I'm pitching batting practice to him at 8. Right. And I caught one right on the inside, kind of inside corner. And I was throwing 35, 40 miles an hour, nothing really extravagant, but he wasn't doing T-ball at 8. He was doing live pitching. And he backed off the plate. And I looked at him. I said, "What was that?" He goes, I was a little inside. So I threw another one in the same spot. And he went like this again. And I looked at him. I said, "That's 2. You do that again, it's going to be in your ear hole." Right. And my wife is yelling, "Don't," because she knows me. I mean,
right.
I'm trying to teach him it ain't going to hurt. So like 8 pitches later, sure so. I got the ball. I said, "You can run now. You can stand in there and take this, or you can duck out again, and then it's really going to get ugly." So I put one right on the flat of his back, about 30 miles an hour, not hard.
Ooh.
And I said, "Did that hurt you?" He's like, "It stung." I was like, "Are you still alive?" "Yeah." I said, "Are you still able to play baseball tomorrow in the morning?" "Yeah." "Are you still able to go get ice cream?" "Oh yeah, I can go get ice cream right now." "Get back in and hit that." And ever since that day, he never ducked out again. And the funny thing is, when he goes now he went against a kid throwing 93 in high school and hit him up, base hit up the middle. He don't care about the speed.
Good.
So it was a good learning experience and everything. Yeah, it's, baseball. I love this game. I just love it.
Yeah.
I can sit. I'm looking forward to. I had a great time at the Cubs game. I for 9 innings, looked at every last aspect of that park to this little stupidest thing of the, the batting circle to the walls. So we did the tours, and I'm looking up under things and everything. I just love the game. I'm going to do the same thing with the Reds. And, I love to sit and talk with guys like this that understand the game, understand what I'm talking about with the game. And it's kind of cool. And I look forward to you guys getting to do that with Preston again, because you'll be shocked when you can turn to him and say, wait a minute, what's the psychology behind that sequence? Why do you do that? Talking about a pitching thing, and he'll come right back and answer you.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Love it.
It's cool.
Awesome. I should have had you go last, Pete, because I don't think I can top those stories.
Love the game. Love the game.
Yeah, that's all right. It's all good. Really quick, Cakes, what do you got? Do you have a favorite memory, a baseball memory?
Not so much playing. I loved playing when I was a kid. Dad was my coach for a long time, so that made it even more fun, and
nice.
But mainly, like some of my favorite memories are as a kid going down to Old Riverfront Stadium on a hot summer night, sticky and just gross outside, but we got to go to see the big league players play, and it was always like a lot of times when I was really young, it was me, mom, dad, and my sister Paige, and then later on, there was a lot of times where his dad, he had a guy that he worked with that had 4 seats down in the blue seats, which are field level at Riverfront. They were probably about 6 or 7 rows behind the Reds dugout, so we're right there on the field and getting to see some of those guys play up close a lot. And it was always my dad, me, and like 2 of my friends, and the 4 of us would go. We went a bunch. We went for my birthday. I don't know how many years in a row we got to sit in those seats. And just like I saw my first fan catch a ball, holding a beer, caught a foul ball, didn't spill his beer out. It sticks out in my head. Just stuff like that. Just eating the ice cream out of the little
helmets.
Yeah, the little mini helmets. We went up to Dayton earlier and saw the Dragons play this season, and they dipping dots in your little helmet. It's like
nice.
It's like being a kid again. Just stuff like that. Just going down there and, you're walking out and your shoes are sticking to the concrete because all the beer spilt in the pop, and getting the pop in the big paper cup and the ice melting before you can even drink it. And I don't know, just that stuff. And just watching big league players play. And to this day, we went back in June, Dame and her husband, Jonathan, and their daughter came up, and we went down to see the Reds play. And Mandy and I haven't been in a few years just because we had season tickets for the longest time, and 5 seasons. We did 20 games a year. It's not like we did full or half season or anything. And we haven't been probably since, I think, at least since COVID. We hadn't been because we went to so many for so many years. It just kind of became a job after a while, as much as we love going. And I don't know, we went, and I've kind of been bugging her. I'm like, hey, I kind of miss going. I kind of miss going. You want to get season tickets again? No, not ready to make that commitment quite yet again. But monetarily, it's not bad for 20 games. It's actually pretty cheap depending on where you sit. But it's making that commitment because you got to pick, like, it's weekend series, and it's like you're in for 3 games every weekend, especially in the middle of July when it's 1,000 degrees. I don't like that so much as I did when I was a kid. Yeah, it gets old real fast. But totally different. But going to the ballpark with mom and dad and Paige, and just watching the big leaguers play, man. I just grew up loving this game in Cincinnati. It's hard not to love baseball because of the history, of the Reds here and everything. But yeah, I'd say going as a kid made me a true fan of this game. Love it, love every minute of it.
Love that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome.
Kenny,
That's awesome.
What's your favorite?
Yeah. Well, I don't.
Does it
I like to surprise. I like to surprise people. No, it doesn't involve the Cubs, so it's all good. But I just want to say hi to AJC Magic TV. Thanks for stopping in.
No. Don't talk to her.
Okay, I'm out.
She's out there running around the 70th anniversary right now.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, she's having fun. Go away. No. And hello, Stephanie Keel. I didn't say hello to you. Thanks for coming in tonight.
We love Amy.
I just want to point out, my brother Scott pointed out, he's been Pete, you'd probably like this. He's been an umpire for American Legion ball and junior college stuff for the last 25 years.
That's awesome.
And I'm sure he's got some pretty cool stories he can share with some intimate encounters with some managers there, So it's but yeah. Scott does a great job with that, and I don't think I have the patience to be an umpire. I just, I don't know, but to each their own. But God bless you, Scott, for doing that. But anyways,
I got a good one here. I got a good one I can give you real quick. You ready for
this?
Yeah,
go ahead.
1983. I'm a freshman in high school. My dad's working at Memorial Stadium. My uncle's one of the supervisors of all the ushers. My dad's an usher. My dad gets the gravy spot. He's in the executive offices. The Orioles come out of their dugout or out of their back and then right through the executive office and leave. I met every Oriole. Okay.
Oh, wow.
My dad got the whole entire team one by one. He got a bat from every player in 83, which included Ripken, included Lee Lacy, and included Eddie Murray. And we had them all, right? Ripken's bat is from the World Series, and it's hanging in my basement right now. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And so here's the story. My dad never knew this. He went to the grave without knowing this story. 1983, four of my buddies who went to another school, we were all baseball players. One night they talked me into go up and grab one of them bats. Let's just hit with it. Because, back then it was aluminum black magic. We all swung. None of us ever swung a wooden bat.
Right.
So we went up to the college. We were all freshmen. Went up to the college where Preston will play against this year. One of the college where Preston will play this year coming up. And I hit, two of us hit. We got to the third guy. We had, I'll never forget, we had Dan Ford's bat. He played for the Minnesota Twins and a couple of the players before playing for the Orioles. Third pitch from me. I wasn't thinking, and I let the ball, I had a good spin. I let it come off my hand, and I'm seeing it going in. It's going in slow motion, and I'm like, oh, blank, blank, blank. If he swings, and he swung, that bat snapped in half. I knew it was going to happen. We snapped Dan Ford's bat in half. We ended up burying the bat underneath or behind the backstop at the college back in 83. It's still there. It's still there. It has to be disintegrated by now. We never told my dad. He went to this grave thinking he had the entire team. And every time it was a big thing about Dan Ford. So it was kind of comical. Yeah.
That's awesome. Good evening, Paul Engel. Thank you for saying hello and stopping in tonight. Absolutely. So yeah, if I had to share, like I said, I played the Little League. I played, up until a senior league, I think it was, where we were from in Michigan. We were all from very small communities. So we all had the old town, small town teams, basically. Right. And but my favorite memory of baseball is with my family, my mom, my two brothers, and some friends that were around. And I shared this story with Pete earlier today, but we had a pretty decent sized backyard in my parents' property.
You're right.
And so basically we wanted to play during the summer. We wanted to play baseball every day. That's what we wanted to do. Cool. And the thing was, we only had 4 players, or 4 or 5, 6 players at most. So we had to come up with our rules to play the game. We didn't need 9 versus 9. We figured it out. So basically, if it was 2 versus 2, you had a pitcher, and whoever was batting, if they were right-handed, left field was fair. If they were left-handed, right field was fair. You couldn't, and anything on the opposite side of second base was a foul ball. And if you hit 2 foul balls, because we didn't want to race for foul balls all day, you were out. That was it. So it was like, so you had to hit it in the right field. And the thing was, whoever was on your team, if they were the batter, if they got on base, your teammate had to get you all the way home, or it was an out. It was that simple.
Okay.
If you didn't beat the throw back to home plate, you were out. That's how we played the game. 2 versus 2, sometimes 3 versus 3, or what have you. And my mom, I never really got to see her play, but she was, from what we were told from her brothers and sisters, was a pretty darn good softball player. So she was out there helping us out, and if she wasn't playing, she was bringing us lemonade or hot dogs or whatever it was, because we were out there playing all day, so it was, and like I said,
remember that freedom as a kid. You remember that freedom as a kid?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
That freedom as a kid.
Before cell phones and all the computers and all this stuff, it was like, Mom, I'm going to my buddy's house, and all they said was, "Be back before dinner." That was it, So it was just,
sorry, man.
Yeah. Baseball was the first sport when we were kids that we fell in love with, and we started playing other sports like basketball and football and stuff, but it all started with baseball. And like I said, you could be sitting at home in the morning and you're like, all I need to do is get one person here, and we can do 2 versus 2, and we can play for hours.
You
So it was
you had a strike zone, you drew on a board, and
yeah. It was no, not even in a strike zone. We were pitching underhand or whatever back then.
We had a board with
we didn't have
square.
That would have probably been the smart move. We didn't have a catcher, so we had no one behind home plate, so we couldn't do it that way. So it was
we used the tennis ball and play, and we had a square box, and we would throw. I'll never forget. I took like a really expensive, like $200 piece of wood and spray painted it with a strike zone.
Yeah. My brother just hit it on the head. We didn't want to go in the house. Mom made us work. Yeah, that's true. So it's like, what are you guys doing there? Playing baseball, playing baseball, playing baseball. The funny thing is about my brother Scott. He's the oldest of the brothers. I got 2 older brothers and a younger sister. Okay. And Scott, when he got a little bit older, the older he got, the further he could hit the ball. So finally we said, dude,
you can't play anymore.
There's a highway back there. You can't be hitting it over the highway because we're not going to be able to get the ball back. So that's not like MLB where we got 20 baseballs hanging around. We had 1 ball. We lost it. It was done. The game was over. So
like that scene in the Sandlot. You're digging for change. You can go get a new ball.
Go get a new ball. Those are great memories, though. And the great thing about that, Kenny, is it involves your family. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
With that whole thing. I had one time. This is not it's a good story now. It's funny. You guys will laugh your backside off, but it wasn't funny when I got home. My dad ripped my tail apart. So I was on an all-star travel team and driving up there. I had to drive with this coach, and we stopped to get something to eat, and he wouldn't let me get a burger. And I was mad. Right. And I was pissed about it. And he was just, I'm not doing that, blah, blah, blah. And he kept driving. He kept talking to me about it. So finally I told him, well, I was like, you got so much lip there, Chubby, because he's a big guy. I said something effective. You got a lot of lip there, Chubby. Try winning this game in this tournament without me. Because we were going up there for the final thing of the tournament. And when I was younger, I was blessed. So we get up there and we get ready to start the game. I went and sat on the bleachers, said, God, I'm going to watch. And he came over and was giving me hell. And he was, there was no such thing as cell phones then. He couldn't call anybody or anything. So I just sat over there. He kept coming over to me. A couple of my players were over. Come on. I was like, nope. I was like, he pissed me off. He should have got me a cheeseburger. Like, it's all about a damn cheeseburger. Could have been solved if he would have stopped. It was McDonald's. Very simple. I remember saying real loud, I didn't ask for no damn fillet of fish. I just wanted a burger. I remember yelling that, and some of the parents were seeing it. So this is a funny story. We get down 5-2, 7-inning game, playing for this regional thing to move on into the Little League World Series thing. We get to the top of the 7th inning. We're down 5-3 now, right? And I will never forget it. His wife comes over to me and says to me, I've always done a lot for you coming over our house and everything. She's like, I know that I'll never forget. I know he can be bad sometimes. That's how she said it to me. Because I was like 11, 12. Yeah. And the fences were 270. I'll never forget. She's like, would you please just consider hitting and helping the team? And I said, you know what? For you and the team, okay, I'll do it. So she goes over and tells her husband, I talked to him. He's going to play. And I see him go, no, he's not. He wouldn't play. He's not playing. She goes, I just talked to him. You let him hit. So it's 2-1. We're down by 2. I go up and hit. I hit it out of the park, right? As I get to home plate, I get to home plate, and he's there to shake my hand, and I come across, I do like a stutter step across the plate, and I said, could have been doing that all game, right? That's how bad I was, right? So now I'm in the game as the DH, and we're up 1, and the pitcher he has in there is his kid, right? This is a true story. It pitches Billy Sachs. I'll never forget. His kid walks the first kid. I'm standing there with my hands on the fence, and the coach is over there. It's like, anytime you want to put me in to fix this thing, let me know, right? Just let me know. I'll go fix it, right? And I kept saying stuff like that. And finally, I was like, your kid ain't going to do it. Just let me go do it. And he told me to shut up. He turned and told me to shut up, right? We get 2 on, nobody out. I see his wife go up to him again and argue with him. And finally, he turns around. He's like, get your glove, right? I go out. It's true story. I strike out the first kid. I look over to his coach name was Bill too. I look over to Bill. I said, that's 1. Strike out the next kid. I said, that's 2. I turned my glove around and we got 2 on, and I pitched left-handed. I never pitched left-handed. I threw it like over the backstop. He comes out to the mound and he's like, What is your problem? I said, on the way home, I getting that burger yet? He's like, if you'll just end this game, I'll get you a stupid burger, right? Next batter comes in, boom, struck him out. We end the game. We win the whole thing. I walk off the field. He's like, you're not getting a damn burger. I said that you're not getting me for the next level of the series. And this is true story. He brought me home, told my father what I did. My father went off, right?
Yeah.
Father went off. The next day, they send out the thing about the regionals and where we had to go. I said, I ain't going to hell with him. He didn't get me a burger. Told my dad, it's like, I don't care. My father was so pissed. Late that night for dinner, a whole bag of McDonald's burgers showed up at my house. A whole bag of burgers. That is a true story all the way through.
Oh, wow.
That's hilarious.
This is reminding me of that episode. I don't know if you watched Everybody Loves Raymond.
Oh, I love Raymond.
But you know the episode with the snacks, right? For the T-ball team there or whatever. He's like, the approved snacks.
The approved snacks.
So Pete didn't get his approved hamburger,
Yeah. That's great.
That's just, anyway. I mean, there's so many little things that, you remember as you go along. I mean, I'll say this, even with all the greatest things that I did as a kid and all the way up, and I was due to be drafted. I got hurt. That's what happened to me. It was devastating. It was like having somebody in my family die. It was that painful to me to go from thinking you're going to be able to have a chance to play baseball. I turned down almost a full ride to North Carolina to play ball to go pro, and then I got hurt. None of that all matters when I saw Preston hit his first home run as a 9-year-old up at Cedar Point in Ohio.
Wow.
Nothing beat watching him this year, just devastate the top 15 team in the state as a pitcher, or last weekend. Every one of those kids that he played last weekend down at that Bull Durham Stadium were all Division 1, 2, or 3 players. Two of them had full rides to major colleges. Like one of them was going to Florida. I mean, these are big time players, and he made them look stupid. So when you see that as a father, it's an incredible thing. When you see what you've taught, like what I've taught him, that's the thing I talk about him knowing psychology of baseball. I've taught him the basis of the way Greg Maddux used to pitch, the psychology, the understanding, everything like that. And I explained to him that he's not going to be a big power pitcher. You need to pitch like Maddux. You need to move location. You need to change speed. The problem is with it, guys, he's got this location. He's got this movement. He's got a slider that's absolutely sick. I wouldn't say this in front of him, but I don't think even at my best, I could hit that slider. It's that daggone good. Okay. The problem with it is, son of a gun, he's got too much of me in him. This happened in the game, and I didn't bring it up, but I'll tell you now. So it happened in the game. It was like the 4th inning. If you're watching the game, there was a situation where they had runners running around, and Preston, they went to steal. Preston grabbed the throw, and the guy was going off third. He caught him off, right? And they threw over to third, got him in a rundown, and the third baseman dropped the ball, and the guy made it to first, right? The kid on third said something to Preston. I don't know what he said. I just saw Preston's head tilt and go like this and tip his cap, right? And I'm thinking, okay, he either said something nice or he said something stupid. So I marked the kid. I said, okay. He comes up for his next at bat. Where do you think the first pitch went?
Right in his chin.
Right by his nose. Right by his nose. And I saw Preston just grab the ball and just go like that. And then after he struck the kid out, then he threw him all sliders. He didn't touch anything. He's got too much. He does have too much of me in him, and that scares me sometimes because of what he does. But it's a great thing, and I'm grateful to you guys. I can't say how much it means to me that both of you have jumped into our channel and have been a part of Preston's what he's doing. And like Doug's in here and Debbie and have done more, and this community has gotten behind him. It's meant more to me coming out of everything I've been through medically, more than anything on my channel, more than any subscriber I've gotten, to see people in our community not only watch the game, but cheer them on and tell them good things. Last week we had JD Pridge and Lawrence came out and watched it live. Paul's been to his live games. Stephanie Keel showed up at his senior night out of nowhere. All of a sudden I turn around, I hear Stephanie's voice. I'm like, and she was there for his senior night and stuff. So,
That's awesome.
it means a lot. It's cool. Makes baseball even better.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. The two things I can tell you, Pete, is we all know how proud you are of Preston. We see it, not only see it on your face, but we hear it in your voice, and and I'll tell you, it's great to see in this day and age, a great dad. You know what I'm saying? You're a great dad, and it's and we love seeing the pride in your face, and it makes us all happy to see the happiness that Preston's bringing you. And the second thing I learned tonight is, if we ever see Pete get heated, someone get that man a burger. That's as simple as that. That's what everyone's saying in chat. So get a burger. Get him a burger.
Well, you know what? Paul Engel, when we played locally, was notorious during the stream. He would come to Preston's game and bring me a drink to keep me calm. Paul actually came and scored one of his games from behind me on his computer. Doing the things. It's just great to have fun people and all in here and doing stuff and
awesome.
And just and I love what you guys are doing over here on the channel. I know you're going to talk some Disney here for the back half of your hour.
Yep.
What a great day over there in California. I've been on since 8 this morning.
Yep.
Helping Resort TV One deal with all of their. He just finished his stream and what a. Well, he's got another one he's going to do, I guess, tonight. But what a day out there with everything going on.
How cool would that have been to have been there? I would love to have been there for that.
The historical part of me wants to be there.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Looking at the crowd part of it, doesn't want to be there. But I can talk about this now because she can't hear me because I know she's at dinner with Kelsey Elizabeth, and I know they're not watching right now because they're focused on that. Right. This is a great thing. Monorail Molly gets so fired up about this. I did it again today. As soon as everybody went live, I opened it up and said, all right, who's all live? And I just started hitting text messages. Need that shirt 3X. Need that shirt 3X. Need that. Finally, I got that shirt coming 3X. I was there. So I wasn't there.
Oh, that's awesome.
But I got the shirt. So I always like to have my memories of that. I'm a historical lover of everything that Walt did and the history of what Walt did. And I haven't been there yet. I need to get there still to get out there and see that. It's on a bucket list thing. But man, I'm so grateful to Walt. And it's not even now. At first, it was just because he, had great popcorn and great food down at the parks. But now I'm so grateful to Walt because he didn't give up when he could have, because he had a dream of what he wanted to do and kept it up, because he was smart enough to listen to it. He had a great wife. Okay. He had a great wife, and he was smart enough to listen to her. Because of that, I'm sitting here talking to you fine gentlemen tonight. And had he not, our paths may never have crossed. And I consider, when I go to bed and I lay down my head at night, I thank God for people like you and many in the chat that have made my life so much better. I should be at a part where my life is miserable. And yet, I'm talking with Kenny about football, about Star Wars, about baseball, I'm going to see his Cubs. I'm talking to you guys about, obviously Bengals and doing that. You guys are in our fantasy football leagues.
Yep.
You're helping to make my channel better. My channel's better because you guys are a part of it and every other thing. So I will forever be grateful to Walt. The one thing I want to do though, more than even going to the park out there in Disneyland, is I want to go to his gravesite and pay my respect.
Yeah,
I get that. Yeah,
I am. I don't. Jen calls it. She tells me I'm cemetery weird, is what she tells me, because I have this unique thing. I'll tell you this, and I'll let you guys do your thing because I know you want to get rolling.
You're good.
I have this unique thing that I am very curious as to how people live their life, as to their eternal life. Like, I'm a huge Frank Sinatra fan. Love the Rat Pack, Dean, all that, right? But Sinatra lives so big in life, you go to his gravesite, it's a simple Francis Albert Sinatra, the dates, that's it, nothing else.
Yep.
So I was amazed to see that on this last Chicago trip. I'm a huge follower of the the mafia and the history of La Cosa Nostra all the way back, because my daughter 8 years ago went and did that whole, what is it, genealogy thing you can do and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a Gotti fan. I loved Gotti. We're like third cousins to Paul Castellano, who Gotti whacked. So we actually have mafia connections. It was kind of weird when we found that out. I kind of felt guilty. I was like, oh boy. But I love that type of stuff. So going to see Al Capone's resting place and Frank Nitty's resting place, and Genovese, who is so much a part of everything, all that kind of stuff. I still want to get to. I have a goal of getting to every president's gravesite. I want to get to Babe Ruth and Mickey Mantle's gravesites and see them. And I killed my mafia. I did my mafia one. Capone was my mafia one. So
yeah,
checking off a box, But I love that stuff, and it's the history of what everything is. And I would rather go. I want to go to not only to Walt's resting place. I want to go to Roy's resting place, because without Roy, we don't have everything in Florida that we have.
Right.
Without Roy, I don't think we even have California, because he found ways to get the money.
Yeah.
So, I mean, people don't realize, I know you guys do, but people outside the Disney loop don't realize how, oh boy, what is the dog pounding on the door? What's going on?
No, that's thunder.
Oh, okay.
Caught me off guard.
It's people don't realize the significance that if Walt didn't do so many things, there's like a list I saw somebody had created one time. It's like 10 different things that if Walt didn't do this, Disney's not what it is today. There's no 70th anniversary, if Walt didn't do things, and the stress. I mean, he aged. They say in books he aged probably 10 years faster than he could have, because of all the stress of constantly trying to find the money. I mean, you think about it. When Disneyland opened, it was 10 million in the red when it opened. When they opened Disneyland, they were, I don't know, 100 and some million in the green or black or whatever color.
Well, right. Pete, before we let you go, okay.
Yes.
So again, just a reminder, 9 p.m. Pete McDevitt, Wednesday night Insomniacs, right? So 9
we
p.m.
have it's our hangout show. So
I'm sorry, the hangout show. I'm sorry.
We have people coming on. We've got some great topics. Our first topic right out of the bat is going to be the Walt Disney brand new animatronic. That the Insomniacs hangouts, we bring on good people like these two men and their wives that we've had on before, and we actually talk legit Disney topics and go back and debate them. However, tonight I do have 2 interesting things on people in the community. Okay, that are there, and now we're going to talk about Dame Dystopia's rack of spices.
Of spices, right there.
Yeah,
we go.
Spices. Of spices.
Yeah.
Yes.
So tune into that, folks. And one last thing, just a plug for your Sunday show. Tell us what's happening Sunday. If people don't know, you're going to want to hear Pete explain this one. Okay, so here we go.
So let me give you a little preamp, quick story. I was late tonight getting here. I should have been here a few minutes before, and I apologize to you guys.
No, you're fine.
You're fine.
Because the boss, who's having dinner right now with Kelsey, stopped by my home today. Okay. She was on a cruise, and they went in and out of Baltimore. They were going down by DC. She made an amazing sculpture of Phantasmic Mickey for the charity for the August.
Wow.
I mean, it's spectacular. If I showed it to you right now, she'd probably kill me, because she wants it to be, everybody to see it when we debut it. It's spectacular. So she was bringing that by so it didn't get broken. I had a bunch of her stuff from a Disney trip, and her whole family came. Her husband, her kids, her mom and dad were here. I got to see them all. Showed them my house. Kind of funny. Zach, her youngest, goes downstairs and sees my whole Ravens basement and everything, and comes upstairs. He goes, "I think I have a headache." I thought that was pretty cool. So, but Jen turns to me and says, "Hey, my phone got water in it. I haven't had a phone the whole week, and I'm not going to have one this weekend. I need you to help me out with Dame Dystopia just sent me a note that says player. What does that say? Player erected. There's nobody getting erected over here, Jen. So I've been sitting since 12 o'clock this afternoon, writing an amazing interview to talk with Lily and Ken and Jen. I just said it's on your email when you get done the show. It is going to. I am so excited about that. All the girls gave me some input on things that they wanted me to talk with you about. So I had that already, which was great, and I was able to do it. And it's going to be a fantastic interview. Awesome. Lily's going to be in house. It's going to be a feature on Lily, but we want to talk to Team Lily because, you know, as everybody knows, mom and dad play a huge part in Lily's life. So I can't wait to talk to her. And she's got some great channels she's going to recommend for everybody to watch. And we're going to highlight Lily's life. We're also going to highlight the 9-2C Sunday night, 6:00. If you're here and you love Lily, even if you think I shouldn't be on the screen, which that happens a lot of time. Right now, Dame just supposed to think of that. Come over Sunday night at 6:00. Blow the doors off the place. Let's get a ton of people in there cheering for Lily, hearing her answers. It is our honor. And I say our because the girls, look, I ain't gonna lie, the girls control that show, not me. You know, that's just straight up. The girls are that show. And when we started this thing and we had a list, Lily's name was on there early. Now, I didn't know Ken and all them as well. I'd actually called Kelly about like 5-6 months ago and said, hey, can you help me get Lily for our show? And he said, well, I'll think about it. She's irritating me right now because I get something in the park going on. But yeah, Lily's going to be the guest. She was one of our must-haves, and we've got her this week. And even though she was kicking the crap out of me in the park, you know, I'm sure we're gonna bring her on. It's going to be a great interview and very excited. And I actually did talk to both Kelly and Ivone today as I was doing things, and both of them said they're going to make sure. Ivone's actually out of town right now, but both of them said they are surely going to watch and do it. And you know, I told Kelly, I said, you know, I have one of Lily's napkins that he gave. He goes, oh, aren't those things great? I said, I accidentally used it to clean the dog the other day. And Kelly's like, oh my God. He's like, do not tell her that. Do not tell her that. So it was just fun. It was fun to get a rise out of Kelly.
Oh yeah.
I even played along with that. I was like, do you have another one? He's like, you're not getting mine. He's like, what did you do that for? You know that's important. It was worth the 5 minutes of giving Kelly a hard time. So it was funny night. It's going to be a blast.
Okay. And then for a shout out for Doug, I can't wait to see Ken lift and carry Pete and Tiana's ride. Okay, I'll take care of that for you next time. After I pay my bill for your fireworks spot. That's I know I got to take care of that yet.
Yeah, so, I mean, you guys keep sitting there. You got a tab building up, so.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's well, code there, Ken.
Yeah, right.
Well, the code changes every night. Here's the funny thing. I never told you guys this. I went there one time and I said, I'm going to try to figure it out without it. And I walk up to the thing and I was one of the first people there. The cast member walks over and I go, Snoopy. And she goes, what? And I go, Snagglepuss. What? I said, I'm trying to figure out the code. She goes, those aren't even Disney characters. Okay. You got to have fun in life.
You got it. And this has been fun, Pete. That's what I'm going to say. That's the one word that's coming up. Since you've been on with us tonight, it's been fun. Thank you very much for saying yes. Thank you for being our guest on the 927. And take a little break here and get ready. In T-minus 40 minutes, you're up again. You know, so it's but there you go. But thanks again, Pete, for everything.
Yes, thank you, Pete.
You made the show very excellent tonight. Thank you very much, my friend. And everyone, don't forget, check out Pete McDevitt, the Pete McDevitt Show on YouTube. Subscribe if you haven't done so yet. You will not be disappointed. So thank you very much, Pete. Okay?
Love the show.
You have a great night, sir.
You guys have a great night. See y'all later.
Good night.
See you later.
By the way, Pat's not wearing pants.
And you cut him off perfectly right there. So there you go. Well, we hope you guys all enjoyed having listening to Pete tonight. He had some unbelievably cool stories there.
He always does.
With his baseball history, some heartfelt stories as well. You know, so it was really good to hear. Living in Diz, thank you for joining us in tonight. I see you there, and I saw some nice comments coming out from a lot of people. That's why you sort of saw me laughing in the background. The chat has been exploding with some funny stuff. And just remember, we don't control our guests on the show. Whatever they say, they say. So, so Dame, we apologize, but it is what it is, right? So
we need a new disclaimer.
Yeah, right. But it was great seeing them. So for the time we have remaining, let's talk about. We're gonna change. We're gonna get off the baseball topics here, and like I said, like what Pete was just discussing. Let's talk a little Disney stuff here, okay? So, again, what everyone's talking about today, and a couple of the big things is Disneyland turning 70 years old, right?
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Disneyland. A lot of people out there streaming that we know that they made the trip out to Disneyland, which is so. If there's any, check out the DSN Streamers Network. If you want to see some footage from Disneyland, that would be dsn.disneystreams.com. Check that out. There's people out there going to be live all night. The great thing is they're 3 hours behind us, so they're going to be on late, for us on the East Coast. So it's going to be a good night. But yeah, Cakes, have you ever been to Disneyland?
No,
No.
it's on the list.
Okay.
But I almost guarantee you'll end up in Paris before we end up in California. I'm just saying.
That's going to happen, right? So
no, well, I don't know. I mean, Mandy and I both want to go. I don't know when, but we definitely, it's on the list. I don't know. I know it's a huge draw for a lot of people. I want to go experience it once. I'm not like dying to get there, but I'm looking, I want to go eventually. Right. But I kind of want to go to like Disney Tokyo, or was it Tokyo Disney Sea or Sea Disney or whatever? Like, right. Dude, some of that stuff looks cool over there, but that's a long way away. But it's something.
No, I was there. Now, I was young when I was there. This is 83, 84. I think it was 83, 84.
Wow, so you were young.
That would put me at the 7 to 8 years old mark, somewhere in there,
Yeah.
So, and I was talking to my brother Scott earlier today because he was on this trip. When we were kids, my dad, he bought the motorhome, the Winnebago or the Tioga or whatever you want to call, you had different ones. But and we went with our grandparents and my uncles on my dad's side of the family, 2 camper motorhomes, 3 weeks, all the way out to California and back around. But we took 3-week vacations every summer. We just went to different locations all the time. But one of the first ones we did.
Was Chevy Chase with you?
No, he should have. It could have. Oh, how much? No, I'm not even going to start out on those. But anyways, drove all the way out there. The Mini Winnie, there it is, right there.
The Mini Winnie.
Drove all the way out to California. We went to Disneyland, and to this day, I cannot believe my grandpa, Ed. Everyone called him King Edward, but he actually went to Disneyland. All of us went to Disneyland, and the best memory I have, and this is probably the only thing I remember about Disneyland, other than the pictures that we have, is that we all went on Space Mountain. Okay, so we're talking my mom and dad, my 2 older brothers, myself, my younger sister, my grandpa, and some uncles. But here's the caveat to this story. No one knew it was a roller coaster. Okay, so let me just get that out of the way. I'm convinced that my parents thought it was like a space exhibit, sort of like Spaceship Earth. Okay, like sort of, let's take a look at the stars, So it's just,
not so much.
And then, so as we were in line, every probably 50 feet or so, there was a sign that said, if you have a heart condition or blah, 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 this might not be the ride for you. And I think after my grandmother saw that for the 3rd time, she said, I'm getting out of this line. I don't know what's going to happen. She got out. Okay, so now if anyone's been to Disneyland, I don't know if it's still, I'm assuming it's still the same. Space Mountain and Disneyland compared to Disney World Space Mountain is Disneyland's was a 2-seater. You had to sit right next to somebody. Whereas the one in Disney World, it's, one row of seats, single right line. So, so you were lucky enough to sit next to somebody. And my brother, like I said, I was talking to my brother Scott about this. I was sitting with my mom. My brother Scott was sitting with my Uncle Dale, with our Uncle Dale. And once the ride started, we knew pretty darn quickly this was not a space exhibit ride. Okay, this was full tilt indoor roller coaster action. And all I remember was in my seat, I was sitting with my mom. She clutched onto me like the jaws of death. It was sort of like because you can't, if you've been on Space Mountain, you can't see where you're going. It's just dark with stars, so it's just and then my brother was saying earlier, at one point, my Uncle Dale reached over just to make sure he was still sitting there, so well, the crazy part about the story is this: when we got off that ride, I mean, between me and my younger sister, and probably my brother Steven, probably not so much Scott, he was a little bit older. We were not happy campers. We were the classic kids getting off that ride pretty teary-eyed. We did not enjoy Space Mountain, so it was so that was the craziness about that. So the other thing, and I looked this up earlier today. Do you remember when Frontierland used to sell cap guns?
Yeah. One of my oldest memories was my cap gun from Pirates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I looked it up today because I was kind of trying to remember when they stopped selling it. 2015 is when they finally pulled all cap guns off the shelves. 2015. I thought it was earlier than that, but they said 2015.
Yeah.
The first time I ever heard my grandpa swear. So that's classic stuff right there. So, but yeah.
Dude, I remember we went to Disney World. I think I was like 5 the first time we went. Like the only things there were Magic Kingdom, the Contemporary, and the Polynesian. That was it. And River Country. And I think Fort Wilderness was there too. They've been there like since the beginning, I think, hasn't it? Anyway, yeah, I remember getting my pirate gun when I was a kid. And like it was like, I don't know, double barrel, like that long, never even put a cap in it. But man, I played with that for years as a kid. My dad fixed it like 3 times because I busted it or it was falling apart, and he'd fix it somehow. And oh man, that was one of my oldest memories from Disney World, man.
It wasn't a Red Ryder BB gun, but it was close, right? So
no, it was one of the short ones. It was probably like maybe 1.5 feet long.
What Doug just put in chat there, he had I remember them selling the big musket.
The big musket one, I remember those too.
With the double barrel, you know what I'm saying? You had the one on each
side.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I got a 410. Looks a lot like one of those.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, I looked online after I was researching this earlier today. I looked online to see what people like some of the antique ones, when I would say that were bought probably in the 80s and stuff, of these muskets and stuff. People are trying to sell them on eBay and all these auction places, $400 or $500 a piece for something that's still in mint condition, So
I believe it.
Yeah, it was crazy. So, but yeah, I mean,
the sidewalk smashed it with a.
What's that?
Living in Disney, we used to do the same thing with a hammer. But banging caps with like a hammer.
Oh, just line
rock.
up. Line up the whole strip and just go bang, 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 bang.
Yep. We used to do that all the time. Remember the old cowboy pistols? You put the roll of caps in,
Right.
They'd always break. That pot metal would crack eventually. And you just take the caps out and just lay them on the concrete and hit them with a hammer or brick. Oh, yeah. Okay,
Jen, a musket was sold. Jen's asking, Zippity Doo Dug, what year was this? Is it about 1800s? No.
It was from Frontierland.
It was from It was from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah.
I don't see too many Jack Sparrows going around in the 1950s or 60s. So,
right.
But
you'll shoot your eye out.
Yeah. Oh, don't get me started on that one. So,
oh no.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Every episode December, we're going to talk about Christmas movies. Probably The Christmas Story.
I like David T's comment there. Yeah, when T-Rex first opened, they had a used shirt with a picture of a T-Rex on it. The word said "licensed to carry small arms." Nice. I like that. So, Keith Winter in the house. There he is.
Hey, finally you showed up.
Yeah. Well, he's visiting his kids down in Florida this week, so
that's right. I forgot he was down there.
Yeah. I believe he sent us a little video earlier today. Thank you, by the way, of him and his wife Angie riding Small World, which Kate thoroughly enjoyed. So thank you for that. So
I didn't even open it.
Where was I sent to my childhood? That kid that burned dance with Magna. I'm assuming burnt ants.
Burnt ants. It's like we were all kids at the same amount, in the same time period.
I didn't burn ants with that, but I do remember going to the in the small town of the UP of Michigan where we're from, railroad tracks or railroad always went through.
Oh, smashing pennies,
putting pennies and dimes and whatever on there, So that was That was
at our camp we have not too far from here. We had live tracks there for a long time. They've been out of use for I don't know, probably about 10 years now. But when that train was still running every day, there was one that ran through there like twice a day. It was a short line when all my buddies had kids and stuff. And when we were young, we'd go out there and put pennies on the tracks, and then we taught all the next generation kids how to do all that, and then they shut down the train line, so we don't get to do that anymore. But
well, apparently our viewers like to burn things with magnifying glasses because
we did that all the time.
Stephanie's burning leaves.
Mhm.
Leaves. Living in Diz is taking out the ant population, which is fine by me. But now I think about A Bug's Life, and those poor guys just had to run for cover when Corey come running around.
Well, the cool part is I'm an adult now, so I have a torch.
Oh, that'll take care of the problem.
If you watched, I think it was this past week's grass cutting up, my burn pile in the back, buddy, that's gonna go big. I need to burn it like soon. It's because I got a whole bunch more to throw on it after the storms here a few weeks back. But anyway, that's a totally different channel. So,
well, do you guys
do
live
stream that?
Yeah,
burning the pile.
Yeah. Well, there was and Scott, if you're still here, I don't know what time of the year is it when people always burn their grass up north. There's always the small communities. There was always a big time of the year where people would burn their grass. So
they don't do that around here, but I know they do it up where you guys are, don't they?
Yeah,
I know they do it out they do it out in the plains too, like Nebraska and all the farm country out there. They'll burn off certain areas.
You'd get a line of guys there, to sort of control it, and of course they're all having a beer at the same time with a fire going. So good times, right? So it's April. There it is. The April season. People out there burning grass. So it's But those are the crazy things you remember. So here's another thing for you. For the Disney lovers, especially the Star Wars lovers, right? So sorry, Keith. Ken was giving me the business about my old pick. Yeah, so I changed it. Yeah, that is true. So some science experiments, Stephanie. Everyone get a magnifying glass. Jeez Louise. Yeah. I think Corey would make a good science teacher. Everyone grab your magnifying glass. We're going to go kill some stuff. Oh, classic. Man, but those are the crazy things you remember. But anyways, back to Disney really quick.
Oh yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, before we that's the thing. I know we said I remembered this earlier about our attention span.
We have an attention span?
We don't have the attention span, but apparently Pete does because we were on for a long time on the baseball stuff, which was good though. That was fine. It was all great, but it was good. So we're trying to get back to the Disney stuff here. So have you seen the videos and the pictures of the droids dancing at Disney World?
Dude, yes. I remember seeing them when they came out in Disneyland here.
Yeah.
Seems like forever ago. But seeing them in Orlando, I can't wait to be back in November. And they better still have the stinking droids. I want to see that.
Corey, if you're still up, correct me if I'm wrong. I think they're only around till the end of August. I could be wrong. I think that's what I saw.
You make me
Sorry,
sad.
Cakes. Sorry, I know.
Me sad. You disappoint me. Sorry.
Well, I'll take a video for you. That's okay.
Gee, thanks. That's great.
Lily will send you some videos.
I'm sure she will.
I'm sure, Corey. I could look it up really quick, but I'm pretty sure when I read about it earlier, I think they said it was through 8:30, which, well, not p.m., but August 30th. So I could be wrong. Of course. So I guess I'll have to take care of Cakes, my brother, and just be like, here's another video.
I'm fixing my hair.
Yeah, right. There you go. So oh man.
Y'all need to figure out what that means.
Yeah.
They look cool, man. I think that's awesome. I wish they would do that all the time. I wish they had R2 and C3PO walking around.
I wish they had a lot of things walking around.
I think we're gonna see some changes down there. Just little signs like we were talking about, like in May when we were down there, about like the shop that's backed by the First Order shuttle thing. How they have a lot of Empire stuff in there now. It's not just First Order stuff, but they're starting to throw the original trilogy stuff in there. And like in Disneyland, they have Luke Skywalker walking around now and stuff like that. And I hope we get that stuff here in Orlando, or down in Orlando. I'm partial to the original trilogy.
Of course. Of
And I'm
course.
really partial to the prequels and the Clone Wars series, and the Rebel series.
I think
digress.
Reed hit it just on it. He just hit the nail on it. Every park needs more roaming characters. Yes, the meet and greets are all fine and dandy, but the roaming characters are what the
We're
real
starting
magic.
to see a little bit more of that down in Disney World. Starting to see a little bit more. But Disney World's so much more crowded than Disneyland is. So I think that's part of the problem is, I mean, even when you've seen Mando, and he doesn't really walk around anymore, he just kind of comes out in that one area. And there are days where you can't even get close to that dude because there's so many people there.
Right.
Which, you know, but if they had more characters out at the same time, I think that would help. You know what I mean? Just spread them out through the land or whatever park, really. But I've seen more roaming in Disney, in Magic Kingdom recently. Like, I don't know. I forget who it was the other day. But Rapunzel and Flynn Rider were walking around in Disney World. In Magic Kingdom and Disney World. And I'm like, that's kind of cool. You know, Peter Pan does his thing a little bit, but in the Stepsisters, and
you gotta
they could do more of it though.
You got a thing for Rapunzel? Is that what you're telling me? I mean,
oh no, I just saw her on the street.
You saw her on the street.
Saw her on the street. No, they were walking around. They were free roaming. They let her loose.
Hi, Rapunzel. I'm Cakes. Perhaps you've heard of me. You know, one of those.
Hey, you're the one who thought I was a hot blonde from California.
Yeah, I know. I didn't say hot blonde. I just said blonde. Okay, so
I think the producers will back me up on the fact that
well, that's all fine and dandy, you know. So it's they usually put me in my place anyway, so it doesn't matter. So, but yeah, it's the what was it? Oh, what you want to know? One thing we're kind of nervous about, Lily, Jenny, and I. We haven't seen Lily's favorite Ray in a while now. You know, and every time we've been there, we've seen different Rays, as we call them, different Rays. That's not the right. Lily drives around. That's not the right Ray. So, if she's moved on, God bless her, and thank you. I know she'll probably never see this, but thank you. Right? You know, and if we do see you again, be prepared. We're going to be pretty excited. So it's just But if you guys have seen the most of Lily's videos in the past, you know which Ray we're talking about. It's just we hope to see her again. So it's been a while. Every time we've been there,
we wish her the best in whatever she's doing now, whatever galaxy she may be in, if that's the case. Because she was awesome. We got to meet her a couple of times with you guys.
Right.
Just, man, boy, she see Lily and just nobody else in that park mattered. That was really cool about that, about Ray. See,
you see what Karina just put? She's like, Reed loves that Ray as well. She's awesome, and I think she was at one time a wicked stepsister too in the past. Yes, she was. She was, and the crazy thing was, we were by Cinderella's castle. And that's where the stepsisters come out, you know, for their meet and greets. And a cast member told us there was nobody in line. They said they're coming out in like 3 minutes, so we just stood there. And she was, I don't know which one it was. I don't have the stepsisters' names in my head, but she was one of them. And she saw Lily, and without hesitation, she just went, Lily, you know, and I was just like,
oh, that's great.
I mean, she was in character and everything. She was in character and everything, but it was sort of like afterwards, like Lily's like, how did she know my name? I was like, I'm Magic, right? So, it was, so it was good.
That's awesome.
Good. Yeah, and I think part of her after the fact was like, oops, probably, you know.
What are they gonna do?
We didn't skip a beat. I mean, and it was, and we have a video of that somewhere, I'm sure, you know, and they were singing happy birthday to, I think, Lily's cousin or something, and it was just so awful, but that's what the stepsisters did, you know, so it was really good. But we're deep down, I really hope she's around someday, but like I said, you know, they do change quite a bit, you know, so it's and she had a pretty darn good run. I say that hoping that I do see her again. I just crossed my fingers.
I hope so too.
Yeah, one more time.
So too.
And but yeah, she was. I think she got probably more cast member compliments from our group than probably anybody else. I would like to think, because every time someone saw a video, I'm doing a thing. I'm online. I'm talking about this Ray. You know, so it's just like, so she was.
I know we did that when we were the last time we saw her with you guys, which I think was December. we made sure she got a cash compliment for sure.
Yeah.
As we talked to her friend that was with her.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah. So that was cool.
Yeah. When we were with my brother at in our last video with Scott, we brought him to Hollywood Studios for the first time, so he got to see Star Wars Land for the first time, and we did the meet and greet with Chewbacca, and we've been doing this so much now that I know when someone's seen Lily before. The actions, like even for someone like Chewbacca, was like, yeah, he's seen her before because he was pumped from the moment he turned the corner and saw her. You know, it was just like, yeah, I got this one. You know, and those are always, you know, so and but. It's not just the meet and greets; it's the cast members, you know, that see her now too. You know, it's just it's nonstop. You know, we know so many cast members that every time we go to a new ride, like we did Toy Story Mania on our last trip to Hollywood, and
wait, you rode Toy Story Mania when you went to Hollywood Studios?
Yeah, I did Toy Story Mania. It's rare, but we do it. You know, so it's I beat Jenny, by the way. Watch the video, so it's great.
I watched it.
And FYI, if you did not see my brother Scott, did you see his accuracy?
Yes. And I also figured out he only shot like 3 times.
Well, he was with Lily, so he had the push down button. Right.
That's it. Right. I know what I'm trying next time we're there.
What was your accuracy? 86%. I was like, what?
You only shot like, oh yeah, Jen just fixed it 4 times. Well, that proves Mandy's theory correct.
Yeah.
What if you only shoot once and you hit one thing? Is that 100% accuracy?
I guess so.
That's kind of like cheating, but I want to try it.
You want to try it?
I don't think I control myself.
Yeah, I don't think so. You'd shoot twice, so at least. Yeah. Reed, did you see the DL 70th parade today? They had 2 of the open.
I missed it.
I missed it. Yeah. So
I was doing this thing called sleeping.
Yeah. Well, and the other big news before we leave for tonight is what's happening Sunday. What we're going to call Magic Kingdom Madness, right? For the parade that's coming back, the nighttime parade.
Oh, that is Sunday night, isn't it?
Yeah.
Holy yeah.
As much as I'd like to see that, we are not going to be there.
No. Yeah, you're kind of busy on Sunday night.
Yeah, we're kind of busy on that night. So before the parade, and that happens, you can be on Pete's show and you can watch Lily before you can go, watch that other.
Well, let's see. Let's run through the game. I'm sure that Resort TV 1 will be there. Living in Diz will be there.
Living in Diz will have 2 cameras there, FYI.
Okay, and
because Lawrence will be down.
Like, everybody else is going to be there.
Yeah, Lawrence will be down.
All the vloggers will be there. All the streamers will be there. So
yeah, I believe what Lawrence said earlier was one of them will be at the main, the start of the parade,
and one of them be at the end,
and then one of them will be in. Now this one actually starts at the front of Magic Kingdom,
Main Street,
and goes through Frontierland, right? So
okay.
So they'll have one. They'll have one right there on Main Street, and they're going to have another one over in Frontierland.
That'll be cool.
That'd be pretty cool. So, but yeah, so
I
that's
might actually watch.
Yeah, the Starlight. That is going to be. I don't know if I want to watch it. I don't know if I want to see it before I actually am there to see it. If that makes sense.
I'm going to watch it because I'm not going to be there till November, and I'm going to end up seeing it anyway. So
right. I think I'm gonna. I'll check out the streams, I'm sure, but I'm probably gonna skip that part of it. I want to see it first.
Well, you guys could probably go. Well, if you really wanted to go, you could probably go one night next week.
Yeah, just go after work and just go check it out.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, it's gonna be crazy for weeks.
You know that I can't do that. I can't tell you guys about that because you know what Dame will do as soon as I say something.
What's
hey,
that?
we're gonna go check out the parade. Live stream, go live.
Yeah, don't tell us you're going.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Don't do it.
I'll tell you where we'll go, and then we'll tell you about 10 minutes before the parade starts. We got a good spot. We'll be live streaming in 10 minutes. So, I feel like we always do. So, but it is what it is. So, but anyways, well, Cakes, you know what? I think it's been a great night.
It has been a lot of fun tonight.
A lot of fun tonight, and
if you were bored by the baseball talk, tough
crap. Yeah, right. See you next week. We'll talk about. We don't know yet because we have no idea, so we haven't talked about it yet.
It's too early for football. We have to wait till like
I'm sure. Yeah,
Sometime
I'm sure
in
we'll be
August.
talking about. I'm sure we'll be talking about more Disney stuff about the parades
Oh,
and everything that's gone on over the last week.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be crazy. So yes, the live stream noted 10 minutes notice. Okay, duly noted. You know what's gonna happen.
We'll recap the CCC interview show.
That too.
Talk about how that went.
Absolutely. Oh, by the way, Dame, 5 minutes. 5-minute notice. That's all you get. So
Thanks, Dame.
yeah.
Thanks a lot.
But yeah, we'll definitely, I guess, before we forget, Pete McDevitt show on Sunday. One more time, Mandy, if we can get that link there. Lily, yes, Jenny and I will be there, but Lily will be the main topic, right? She's going to be the star of the show that night. So we are so super excited for that.
Now, hold on. Now, remember, Lily is the star of the show, but it takes all three of you to make that show happen.
This is true. I get it. I get it. Yes. The
You guys do an
with
amazing job. And I'm not just tooting your horn. I am. I'm just self-promoting you like all get out.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
I do what Jenny tells me to do. That's why it works, right? You know, so it's, well, most of the time anyway. So it's but,
I'm going to tell you all right now, I've seen the behind the scenes for the live. And yeah, he's full of it. Like, get a shovel and a pitchfork. You're going to need to dig your way out of that one. So, yeah. Oh, don't give it to me, though, because I moved.
Yeah, you move too fast.
I moved too fast.
It's all good. But yeah, Cakes, the check is in the mail from Mr. David T. There you go, Cakes.
Yeah, there you go. Oh,
November 20th for Phil Magic Mel. She's going to parade on November 20th. There we go.
Awesome.
So that'll be fun. But yeah, no spoilers. Even if we do live stream it, we'll always say it's spoiler alert. We're going to show you the parade. If you don't want to see it tonight,
turn it off.
Bye.
But you're going to watch anyway because we know you're going to.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, let's get out of here.
You got it. That's good. It was a great night. Thanks again to Pete. Thank you to all the mods. Lily.
Thank
Dave,
you, mods.
Mandy, Jen.
Marla.
Yes.
Queen
thank you guys for Darina. Reed. Thank you. And Reed.
Reed. Well, he changed his picture, so okay, Reed too.
Reed, change your thing back to Kansas City. I'm tired of seeing what that other one was. So it's, well, you know what's going to happen next week.
What?
He did the Packers tonight. He's going to put a Reds or a Bengals one up next week. You know what's going to happen. So, have you met Reed Gibson before? Perhaps you've heard of him, right? So,
have the Chiefs met Joe Burrow? I think they have.
Oh boy! Now you know what's going to happen. Now it's going to be Joe Burrow with a line through his face.
What are you going to do? I mean, well, we can boot him.
Yeah, right. There you go.
We do have that, but we won't. So.
Absolutely.
All right.
But same time, same place next week, 7 p.m. Yep. All right. We'll have something scheduled here soon. Don't forget, if you haven't, and if you make sure you smash that like button for us. If you're watching the replay, leave a comment for us. We'd love to see it.
Yep.
And make sure if you're enjoying the show, share out the stream to anybody you want to. And we'd enjoy to have him here, So, but at the same time, it was a great show.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for being here.
Everybody for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
That's correct. And as we close it out, if you liked it, come back next week and we'll say it. Yes.
Have some.
There we go. Good night, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Okay? You bet.
See ya.